Hello, my name is Guy Sofer and I'm a product manager here at Rocket. In Enterprise Suite 10.0, we announced the availability of the first version of our Developer Assistant, a natural language AI-powered chatbot that allows developers to ask questions about their code and get useful answers based on an Enterprise Analyzer repository. This is all about helping you develop and maintain your applications and code. It will help reduce the ramp-up time for new developers that are unfamiliar with the code, and will also help experienced developers making changes quicker and with greater confidence. It is all about readily available and easily accessible application knowledge and intelligence. Think about it as an application subject matter expert developers can talk to and consult about the code. Can I remove this file? What is this data item? Which program or job invokes this program? What data does it use? The chatbot will answer and suggest additional help by invoking different IDE features, such as drawing graphs and opening different tool windows with additional information. This will be a 4.5-minute quick demo of a specific scenario. A developer is assigned a defect to fix the sign-on process without a lot of information to start with, just a program name where the flow starts. Sounds familiar? The developer is not familiar with the code, but will show how using the new Analysis Assistant allows our developer to access an Enterprise Analyzer repository that holds valuable information about the entire application. We'll query dependencies, visualize the program flow, investigate data access, and more, all by asking simple questions in a chat window. We'll also see some other capabilities and supported languages. So let's start. So I'm a developer using Visual Studio and tasked with fixing a bug in the sign-on process. I was told that it all starts in the program bbank10p, so I have it loaded into my IDE. And we'll see how to use the new Analysis Assistant to help me investigate the issue. So we'll start by connecting to my Analysis Assistant, and while I only have this one program loaded in my IDE, I'm now connected to an Enterprise Analyzer repository which holds all the application, all the different COBOL files, copybooks, everything related to the application is now accessible through this new interface. So I'll start with understanding the call chain instead of going line by line and understanding the logic. Let's ask the code assistant which programs are called by bbank10p. We'll find that there are 3 different programs. If you want, we can take a look at the source code and understand what this program does. Or we can go and search, for example, dbank and see the call in our program. And I was told that every program that starts with D in this application is actually part of the data layer. So let's look at the files that are being accessed by dbank01p. So we see it is accessing one file, reads the customer list, it appears. Okay, but that's after the sign on. So let's look at the other program, spsdwd, and pick the definition of the data that we send it, and we see that we send the user ID. So let's look how this user ID is being used within this program. And we can find some references there, 4 references, and we can open a tool window within Visual Studio and just navigate straight to the usages on the remote source file. So we see that this is actually handling the sign-on process itself. So we found it. We can also summarize and get some information about the program. We see it's a relatively small program using kicks, obviously. We already knew that. And we can also look at the program flow by invoking a program control flow graph. Again, navigating, understanding the logic, continuing the research, and identifying another external call that we might want to investigate. But if we're making changes to this program, we need to make sure that we're not breaking anything else. So we look at other programs that call it, and we see that there is another program which we'll need to make sure we're not breaking when we're making changes. And lastly, let's see if there's any dead code in this program. We can quickly run a query and again look at the tool window and navigate straight into any dead code that is found within this program. Also worth mentioning, it's not only limited for COBOL programs. We can look at program control flows for PL1 as well, and we're also able to ask different questions about different technologies. For example, let's check which JCLs are invoking this PL1 program, and you'll notice that we also have some auto-completion here to help with identifying the queried objects. So we can ask the question, we'll get a list of all the JCLs that are invoking this program, and again we can look at the JCL itself and see that it is in fact running this program. And of course, for ease of use, we added a help command and a light bulb with helpful suggestions, and that concludes our demo. I hope you are as excited as I am about the endless opportunities this opens up. We saw how easy it is to get a bigger picture view of the application, dependencies, call chain, and logic in order to make changes quickly and confidently, even when we only start with limited information. A developer can have only a small subset of the application loaded into the IDE and still have access to knowledge about the entire code base. Also, for new developers that are not familiar with all the product's capabilities, it is a simple and intuitive way to use it. Thank you for watching, and for more information and access to trial licenses, visit us at rocketsoftware.com.